Well, US President Donald Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden have gone head-to-head in the first of three presidential debates in a fiery, somewhat chaotic forum in Cleveland, Ohio. The moderator, Fox News broadcaster Chris Wallace, put questions to both candidates across 6 earlier announced topics. I brought those to you last week, but it's fair to say, I have to tell you, for quite a bit of a time, it was the questions between the politicians, the back and forth, and the terse exchanges that set the tone for the night.
During the 90-minute debate, the candidates didn't spend much time talking to one another. Instead, they spent that time speaking over each other.
Will you shut up, man?
The presidential contenders wasted no time going on the attack. That included debate on filling the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's Supreme Court seat.
We won the election, and therefore we have the right to choose her.
We should wait and see what the outcome of this election is, because that's the only way the American people get to express their view is by who they elect as president.
The debate was designed to focus on 6 central themes. Moderator Chris Wallace worked to steer the contenders back to the questions.
What is the Trump health care plan?
Right. Well, first of all, I guess I'm debating you, not him, but that's okay.
They also debated the importance of masks to prevent the spread of coronavirus.
He's a fool on this.
If you could get the crowds, you would have done the same thing.
President Trump was also questioned on a report that he only paid $750 in income tax in 2016 and 2017.
I paid millions of dollars in taxes.
The candidates are getting back out on the campaign trail tomorrow. Joe Biden is doing a train tour through Ohio and Pennsylvania. President Trump has a rally in Minnesota.
Let's bring in the Australian's foreign editor, Mr. Greg Sheridan, now for his analysis. Greg, I don't know about you, and we can't tell other than the rudimentary polls that are out tonight how the ordinary sort of US undecided voter might have watched that debate. But I have to say, I want to see a strong United States. I was dismayed that there wasn't enough policy time put into the debate. It was a lot of sort of, political sparring. We expect that, but that really took up the great bulk of the hour and a half. We've only got 35 days or so to go, and I also thought this was a debate where the bar was so low for Biden and Trump didn't allow him the space to make, I think, the mistakes that we all feel are inevitable. I'm interested how you would have scored it. I mean, there's a tweet that was out from the Trump war room calculating the time that the moderator interrupted Joe Biden. They say it was 15, and that the president was interrupted 76 times. What did you make? We'll get into the detail, but broadly, what did you make of the debate today?
Well, Peter, I think the points you make are quite right. And gosh, it's different from our debates, isn't it? The worst thing Bill Shorten said to Scott Morrison was, "You're a space invader, digger," or something like that. But look, it's very hard to score these debates. I think the polls which say who won and who lost are meaningless. Hillary Clinton won the debates in the last round, clearly, according to all the polls. Yet it seems to me that we can infer pretty conclusively that Trump moved some tens of thousands, maybe even 100,000 or more voters in the Midwest into his column during those last debates who wouldn't have voted for him otherwise, or maybe wouldn't have voted at all otherwise. So the early polls are saying they thought Biden won the debate. I think, frankly, that's pretty meaningless. It was a very unedifying debate. And as you say, Biden was saved all the time by Trump and Wallace constantly interrupting. Chris Wallace interrupted. I mean, this idea that Chris Wallace is a good moderator strikes me as malarkey. I mean, Wallace interrupted as many times as they did. Even when he got them to sort of agree not to interrupt each other, he then interrupted them. But nonetheless, having said all that, I think Trump made some progress in that debate in 2 ways. He just looked so much more energetic and forceful than Biden. Biden looked like a weak candidate trying to be macho. And also, I do think he seeded some doubts about Biden on law and order, on the Green New Deal, and on the economy. So it was pretty messy, and Trump would be better if he was 25% less loud. But I think Trump made some progress, and the polls saying who won the debate don't really matter much, I think.
Yeah, my point, I think, is about the space for Biden to be exposed. I mean, I watched him when Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away, And to pay tribute to her, she's a lion of the left, I was just flummoxed that he needed pages of notes to stand there when it would have been something he should have had prepared and certainly could have delivered off the cuff. And obviously no auto cues there today. It was a chance to put him under some real pressure. But to do that, and it's hard for politicians, I know, zip their lip and allow the space to sit there and force your opponent into the space, as opposed to, as you say, he and Wallace both sort of bailing out Biden.